Alright, I picked up over this past weekend, as you can obviously see, it's an Atari 7800 Pro system. I have one in my game room, but I don't know, this thing was pretty cheap. It was $10 for this one controller and the power supply, so I picked it up. Why not? And it looks in pretty good condition. The only thing I noticed that's bad is looking inside the cartridge slot. There's a little pin inside there, like a plastic thing right there. And what that does is when you put the game in, it opens up that dust flap so it can slide in. On the left side, it's broken off. So when I put a game in, I kind of have to put it right first and then kind of shift it into the left. But it does work. Just a little dirty and scratched up. This on the Atari 7800s, these always seem to get scratched up for some reason. Even if you get a brand new one within like a week of just sitting there, it magically gets scratches on it. I don't know. But this one's not too bad. There's a couple dents and some weird scratch thing right there. Now, looking at the back of the system, it uses a unique power cord. Let me turn my light on. It's kind of like a wide plug, but there's two metal prongs. So it's kind of hard to find a power adapter for this unless you actually buy the original 7800, or you get the cheap Chinese knockoff like I did. This is called the Atari Guide AC adapter, and it does fit it. It does work. Haven't noticed any difference, except it's like the longest wire I've ever seen on a power cord before. There it is. There's the tip at it. It looks like this. There we go. Finally focused. That's what it looks like. It's kind of off looking. It's not like the standard power cord that you usually see. Now the 7800 I like just because it plays 2600 also. So you can play all the newer classic games with better graphics like, you know, Dig Dug, and they have a better Donkey Kong, and this one has a colored label for some reason. The 7800 had some good classics that were with some pretty good graphics. They had Atari with the 7800 version. They had Miss Pac-Man again, Centipede. Now, not only did this play 7800 games, like I said, it also played 2600 games. You could play Pole Position, you know, Yar's Revenge. It even played bad games like, you know, E.T. It played everything, except 5200. But everything on the 5200, they had their own re-release version on the 7800. Now, for controller ports, it's just like the Atari 2600. It uses those little Sega Genesis looking things. So, let me show you this is the Atari 7800 controller. It matches the silver thing. I don't like it. It's not as bad as what people say. I just don't like it because it feels awkward playing it. This thing's too skinny, and the stick is way too long. So, I tend to not use it. I either use a classic Atari 2600 joystick, or a Sega Genesis, obviously. But there's one other controller that I think is pretty good, and that is my Sega Master System controller. This works also. And so does the Commodore 64 controller. A whole bunch of controllers work on this. There's one thing that just bugs me to death about this system that Atari did not include in it, and that's it's only RF. At least with the NES, they threw in mono sound and, you know, regular video cables, but instead you have to use the old-fashioned switch cable box, which on nowadays TVs, like, you know, HD TVs, it comes up in really bad video quality, so, whatever. Overall, I think this is my favorite Atari system, just because it plays the classic Atari 2600 games, but it also plays the 7800 more improved new games. But the Atari 2600 is still a classic. That's next on my list. And then after that, I don't know. After the 2600 Atari, maybe the Lynx or the Jaguar. So, thanks for watching, and this is what I picked up. It was, I think, what, 10 or 15? I don't remember what I said at the beginning of it. It was 10 or 15 for this. The power cord, one controller, and it came with, I think, one game. It came with, I think, Dig Dug. The rest of the games I've had for a while on my other Atari. But thanks for watching, and I'll put up another video soon.